them coming to give that help, they murdered him. They took his life. The same thing just happened to me the other day. I had a family member that had a mental health crisis. I called for the ambulance. I said, please don't send the police. And they still sent the police. So, and I'm like, I don't want the police at my home, you know, because we know that when there's a crisis, they're making it even worse. You know, they're killing people that I just do not feel like their lives are in danger. They're not transparent. They're showing glimpses of videos from the corner that we can hardly see what happened, that supports their narrative. We just know what's going on. It's just cover up after cover up after cover up, and murder after murder after murder. They have to justify themselves. They have to say, they have to do this. They have to say that somebody shot at them, but they show us no proof that the person shot at them. Or they give us a little glimpse from an area where we can't even really see what really happened. You know what I mean? So I have Paul here. His friend was murdered during a mental health crisis.
So November 9th, 2018, Travis's girlfriend called 311, tried to get a different response than 911. At the time, the 4th ward did not have the co-response team for mental health crisis, which is just amazing in and of itself, given the area and the abundance of mental health issues in the area. After that, they showed up, and within some 3 minutes and 40 seconds had disobeyed every policy regarding mental health calls, disregarded leaving space between you and an individual that might hurt yourself, disregarded the opportunity to put obstacles in between them and Travis. In other states, reform is being made. This is called police-induced jeopardy. Here, it's just called, oops, you didn't do it right. Take a couple days off, guys, paid. That's the amount that our lives are worth here in Minnesota, is a couple days paid vacation.
That ain't right.
That ain't right. Understand that. Put it in the simplest of terms, because I've been saying it all summer. It does not matter in the end your color. As white people begin to stand up and stand in the gap for black and brown and indigenous people, trans folks, queer folks, trust me, we will become targets. We will start taking the bullets too, because they do not care for us. What they care for us is to shut up. But we will not shut up. We will not. We will keep our boots on the ground. We will continue to show up. It does not matter what color you are. What matters is accountability. What matters is transparency. What matters is lives. And until the police can figure that out, until they figure out that their job is not absent of their bosses, us, the taxpayers, asking for better of them. That's all we're doing. Think about it in simplest of terms. We're asking them to do their jobs better. And what do? They whine and complain. They slow their responses. I'm sorry. We will continue to ask better of them until they give it to us.
Don't apologize.
Don't apologize for that.
We will continue to march. We will continue to put our hands up in unity. We will continue to scream that Black lives matter, Brown lives matter, Native lives matter, queer lives matter, transgender folks matter, women's lives matter. We matter as people. I think that's about it, guys.
Thank you.
We love you.
Thank you so much, Paul. Oh, I love when Paul speaks. We have another family that just showed up. This was another man that They murdered seconds after he got out of his vehicle. They took his life. This story is really more personal to me because it resembles the life that I have lived for the last 11 years of my life, when the father to my child and my fiance, the person that I had a life with, that I had a child with, was murdered in cold blood. This family really hits me the hardest because they have to live this life. They have to live this life without the person that came home to them every day. This child has to live without his father. They do not, or maybe they do understand. Maybe they just don't care. They do not care, and they do not understand the pain that they have inflicted on our communities, that they are inflicted in our household, in our lives every day. We have to go on the rest of our lives without the people that we love. Thanks to these police departments here in Minnesota, there is no way that only one family deserves true justice. There's no way that only the minority man was guilty. There's no way. And Paul is correct. No matter if it is a black life or a white life, lives matter. Lives matter. Lives matter. We cannot hear crickets because it was a white man. We cannot hear crickets because it was a Hispanic man. We cannot hear crickets. Every life that is stolen on the streets, we have to fight for that life. If their lives was not in imminent danger, that person's life should not have been stolen. More pain should not have been inflicted on our community. No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
No justice.
No peace.
And I'm going to call forward the wife of Brian Quinones. Thank you.
So I'm Ashley Quinones, and my husband was killed September 7, 2019 by 5 officers. I kind of quit coming out in Minnesota just for experiences like this. This man was white, so half of the community doesn't show up, which is exactly what happened when my husband died. Nobody showed up. We were 20 of us protesting from the day that he died. We would ask and beg for help. Nobody came and showed up. So now I travel the country and I find support amongst other people, families like mine, who kind of got bombarded or trampled over, left in the background. Nobody ever really cared about their story. And now I'm working with more of them. But Minnesota is on a roll this year. I just got back from Louisville, 2 days ago? And then I'm leaving for Cleveland tonight to be with Tamir Rice's family for a march. And it's just, I don't see the same type of issues with no progress, I would say, as I have in Minnesota. Minnesota is just not progressing. I feel like a lot of the support is out here because this was the epicenter, but just the real things that are mattering at this point really just aren't progressing. And so I'm really hoping that people can start to challenge themselves and figure out like what pieces of legislation are blocking these bills, who exactly is in their seats and how to exactly flip them, what people are actually going to matter and make the most difference when we get them in. I'm going to need people to start taking the same energy from the streets into these books and into these courtrooms and actually changing these laws. They have been progressing like crazy, like in places like Colorado. New Jersey is something to, hands down, they're doing it. They're not killing anybody, not even one per year in a whole county. So Minnesota still makes me fucking sick. It's not even the community that I have an issue with. It's just the fact that no matter what we do here, it doesn't seem to matter. And we've had a lot of headline cases come out of here, and it still isn't enough. Even though George Floyd started here, it's still not enough. So I'm going to need everybody to do more in the real work that needs to happen and really start challenging themselves, because really we're at a standstill compared to everywhere else. And I've been to 20 states in the last few months, and we are the only ones that are just not progressing. So, and my son actually came out today, which he never does. So this is our son. This is our son Cameron. We had I was with my husband for 17 years, and we had him when we were 16. So I'm a grown-ass baby. But you want to say anything, buddy? So thank you for everybody who does show up. No matter the color, they still matter. Thank you.
Thank you, Ashley. Next, we're going to have Noah McClark. He works on a lot of legislation to help get it passed. We're going to have about, I think, 3 more speakers, and then we'll take off. We'll get ready to head down to the, where we at? We in Richfield. Robbinsdale. Okay. You know, I'm traumatized from them killing Ryan in Richfield. That's part of the problem. You know, they're killing people in so many cities, I can't figure out which one is which. But, Noah, come on up, and then, yep.
My name is Noah Cordish, and I'm doing disability justice now. Lives.
Maybe my favorite chant just for a minute. The people united can never be defeated. 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 The people united can never be defeated.
Never be defeated. People united can 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 never be defeated. Okay. Yeah, do you want to speak too? Okay, great. We're going to do great. All right. We're here today mourning. This is a funeral for democracy. You see folks are dressed in black because we have been mourning all year. We have been mourning 400,000 Americans who have died from the coronavirus because of our dysfunctional government's inability to protect its people. We mourned last week when we watched on TV as the United States Capitol was overrun and destroyed. Our lawmakers, the people that we voted for, the people who we cast our ballots for in the face of voter suppression in the state of Missouri, which is alive and well, were put in danger. We're in their office where we put them to serve us. We mourned as we watched Josh Hawley salute those people and thank them them for what they were doing. Did he respond afterward? Was he apologetic? No. Did he say anything after all his talk about the police officer who was murdered? No. He went on the internet and he went on television to complain about losing his book deal. No. Josh Hawley does not care about Missourians. He cares about his career. He cares about his bank account. He doesn't care about Missourians, and he does not care about this country. He doesn't even live here. Thank you. It's easy for him to get on social media, to get on the news, and talk about how oppressed he is, because his book will not be published. While Americans are suffering, we want a functional government that serves its people. That should not be a lot to ask for. No! That is the baseline of what everyone in this country deserves. We deserve to be protected from illness, to have a roof over our heads, to be safe from violence, to have food in our stomachs to feed our families. And Josh Hawley cares about his book deal, cares about the white supremacists, domestic terrorists that attempted to overthrow the government. He does not care about Missourians. And for that reason, we are ready for him to leave. We are ready for him to vacate his Senate seat so that we can find someone who will represent the needs and the interests of the people of Missouri the way that he never will be able to.
He's a fake stick.
I cannot speak on the cup. I'm going to go off the cuff. I'm going to be real with y'all. So, I want to thank everyone for coming out. I mean, we need to think big picture. We're one of 5 protests going on in the state of Missouri. That's because of on-the-ground people like Our Revolution, Real Justice Network, like me, and Veterans for Peace, and everyone coming out to basically let their voices be heard. The people who have been doing the work. I mean, this only was possible because all of us came together. We all are in different spaces, but I mean, all saw the urgency for Josh Hawley to get out. I mean, I don't know if you guys have been watching the news, but Trump just got impeached for a second time. So not only that, I hope we pay attention to the 2022 election. Our Senator Roy Blunt is running for re-election. And then Josh Hawley, 2024, if he doesn't resign or get expelled by the Senate. I mean, we need to remember this in 2022, 2024, and make sure we have some good representatives coming out for us. We only upticked by 1% in voter engagement in Jackson County compared to 2016 to 2020. I know that's not sexy, y'all are not cheering for me right now. But voting is important. Voting in 2022, yeah, every vote counts. I mean, because look at Georgia. When black people, and especially black women, got out the vote and saved our democracy. I mean, that's where we're at today. So remember to vote. Remember to vote against Blunt and Hawley. And I mean, we're part of the big picture. I mean, Missouri's a ruby red state, but we all came out and all across Missouri. So thank you everyone for that.
And we're going to take this state back because the state belongs to us. It belongs to black people, white people, queer people, genderqueer people, women, black women, indigenous folks. The state belongs to us, and let's remember that. We're not doing a good job of mourning either, y'all. Stage.
Hi everybody, my name is Debbie and I'll be on the ground a lot. I've been on the ground all summer for Mr. Floyd. We've been on the plaza. My thing is what our country is when Trump told all them people, Holly or whoever, told all them people to mess up the White House, the Capitol or whatever, why come they didn't shoot them down like they would have had us shot down, you know? Because when we be out protesting or whatever, they like to terrorize us because we protest actually if y'all would like to come out every Friday in front of his police department. And we don't care if it's cold, we don't care if it's snowing, me and my people, we come out every Friday. Every Friday. And when we come out, they always what? Run us off. We always in jail, which we don't care about going to jail, because one thing that we have is what? Bond money. We got bond money. And so what Trump is doing or whatever, my thing is they said that he has been impeached. The only thing I don't like or whatever, only thing that I'm going to say is this. When Trump bags his pack, then we going to know he about the White House. Because that impeach stuff, I'm not going off that. Only reason I'm not or whatever, because the last time he was impeached, but he was still in the White House. My thing is they shouldn't have let him even run for a long time or whatever, and he's still in the White House. Probably they all need to go. I was so happy when Biden won the whole entire election. I told everybody, vote for Biden, because he's going to win. And he took the whole entire house. And that's good. And he's going to win again next year if he's living. So we need to keep voting for Biden or whatever, you know what I'm saying? They look, all these other little countries are laughing at the United States. You know why? Because they sat up there and they had ran up there, hopped over fences, you know what I'm saying? Went in offices or whatever and messed up the Capitol. Are you serious? But my thing is, y'all didn't shoot not one white person down. There was hardly no black people. These were all white people. Why you didn't shoot one down? You shot one lady that was a what? Trump supporter. We talking about thousands of people that Trump ordered to go. He claimed, oh, well, I didn't order them. Yes, you did. You was on national TV. It was like, well, we're going to storm up there to the Capitol. That's sad. But you got our country, you know what I'm saying? We're going to get us what? $600.
Yeah.
But you got Canada and all these other countries that they're helping or whatever, and we sitting down here or whatever, and we got people in need for money. We got people in need because they have the virus. A lot of people is walking around here sick, dying, and y'all want to send us $600 that I ain't even got shit. Thousands of people don't even have that little old money. But y'all want to help other countries, but y'all not going to help our country.
$600 won't cover a casket.
$600 ain't nothing. It's sad. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we out here all the time protesting. Black Lives Matter, because Black lives do matter, baby. Baby's lives matter. Your lives matter. All of our lives matter. Just like right now, how they sitting up there looking, they don't want us downtown, y'all. They hate when we come down here. And we aren't even doing nothing wrong. But you looking at other cities tearing up or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But down here, you're not tearing up our city. So why look at us like we're bad people? We're just out here, peacefully protesting like we always do. And it's sad that we can't even do that. But you got Trump sitting up in the White House or whatever, don't give a damn about nobody. Holly, you're not even from here. Why don't you pack your stuff and go back to wherever you came from? Especially if you don't live here. I didn't even know that. You mean to tell me that we got somebody in office like Holly that don't even live in Kansas City, Missouri, trying to run for Senate? Are you kidding me? He needs to go. Trump, you need to go.
Yes.
And let our people run this country the way that it's supposed to be done.
Yes.
And that's all I'm going to say. Black lives matter, baby. Who next? Who next? Who next? I'm going to start drawing things. Don't be scared to talk, y'all. Hey, Charlie.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I can't hear you. I still can't hear you. What do we want Holly to do? Resign. I can't hear you. What do we want Holly to do? Resign. And when do we want him to resign? Now. When do we want Josh Hawley to resign? Now. Thank you. Yes, we are here to call on Josh Hawley to resign because is he serving us as our senator? No. Is he serving our country as a senator? No. What does he need to do? Resign. And when does he need to do it? Now. Yes, he does. We are gathering across Missouri to demand that he resign because he has failed to represent us. We gave him an opportunity. We gave him our vote. Our states chose him, and he has failed. He has failed unequivocally, and we are calling on him to do the right thing for our country, for our nation, for our history. This moment calls on all of us to act. This moment calls on us to do the right thing. We have always needed to do that. This moment says our country's democracy is on the line if we fail to stand up and protect free and fair elections. There is nothing to stop our country from slipping into the sad abyss of authoritarianism that so many countries have fallen into throughout human history. That is how many countries end up in decline, and there is nothing to stand between us and that dark future. We must stand up and act, and that's why I'm here, and I'm so proud to see so many people here. It's so encouraging for Kansas City and Springfield and St. Louis and Columbia to be standing together in this moment. We're together across the state to demand this. I'm so proud of everybody here. Thank you. My name is Rachel Matusik. Thank you. Anyone else want to speak? I got it. I'll do it.
If we don't get it, we shut it down. Everybody needs to be out here. Do what? Shut it down. Do what? Shut it down. Do what? Shut it down. That's it.
Alright guys, I'm Jacob Collins of Humiliating Hate, and I'm just going to say a few words. For one thing, Josh Hawley does not understand what is going on in Missouri. The fact that we have to go out here and to remind him that we are fed up and that we need some actual representation only shows that he is not for Missouri. He doesn't even live here, like what that sign says. He does not understand what we are going through as a state. He does not understand the rampant drug trafficking, crime, sex trafficking, oppressing of women, minorities, and all that other stuff. He doesn't understand the police brutality that's been going on. All he cares about is himself. He is a vile, sick man.
Yes.
He does not understand what we are going through, and nor does he represent the good side of Missouri. He does not represent all of us, because everyone here right now is much better than Josh Hawley. And I'm being serious, y'all. I've met about, I'd probably say 50-60% of these people here, and these people have more personality than that wet carrot of a senator. So Josh Hawley, I know you're probably going to be seeing this, and I hope you do. Because as my sign says, this is a sign to resign. Okay.
Alright, can everybody hear me? Let's just make one thing clear. Josh Hawley has blood on his hands. Alright? He is responsible for what happened in the Capitol. He took Trump's big lie of election interference and he amplified it. He called on these people who were organized and who it appears had help from GOP Congress people to go into the Capitol and try to kill people. This is what's going on. The Republican Party knows that the electorate is changing. So what do? They try to amplify white racism and white supremacy, and they're trying to be a minority party, and they're trying to do it by violence. This cannot happen. He does not represent us, and he does not represent the good people of America. He needs to resign. He needs to resign now. Okay, that's it. Here's the sign here. Anyone else? Hey, ho, ho! Josh Hawley's got to go!
Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Josh Hawley's got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Josh Hawley's got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Josh Hawley's got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Josh Hawley's got to go! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Josh Hawley's got to go!
Good job, everyone. So I want to, again, bring some issues here locally. I think we can all thank Representative Cleaver and especially Representative Bush of St. Louis for being a champion not only for, I'm going to say it, all of Missouri, frankly, even though she's in St. Louis, but really for the black liberation of black people in this country. Thank you, Representative Cleaver, Bush, for voting to impeach Donald Trump, and hopefully we can get some more diversity for our U.S. senators. But I really want all of us to continue to protest, continue to uplift our voices. We have a lot of problems here locally in Kansas City with not only homicide rates, the truth dividing line, health disparities, socioeconomic disparities, and policing in our community. And our chief has got to go. I mean, don't. I know. Yeah, I know we're here for Holly, but I'm not forgetting about you, Chief Rick Smith. We will pivot next week. but other than that, I mean, let's keep the protest up. Let's keep uplifting our voices. And I mean, young people are going to be the generation tomorrow, next week, or here pretty soon. I mean, we can't continue to let a minority party continue to squander, cheat, and even, I mean, overthrow a country just to stay in power. I mean, we need to call that out and challenge it when we see that. And that's exactly what it was. I know everyone's scared of saying it, but what happened Wednesday was an act of domestic terrorism. It was an act of white supremacy and racism. And, you know, I don't know, that's not hard to think, you know, because if it was a terrorist group or ISIS, our country would be up in arms and we would be going to war to another country. So remember that. Remember to always raise your voice. And again, all these people, your Senator Hawley, Cleaver, the mayor, Frank White, they're all public servants. They're not kings and queens. They serve us, and let's remember that.
Okay. If you support what Representative Cori Bush is doing in Washington, which we should, she's incredible. You can visit her website, gopcoup.com, and sign her petition to support expelling the members of Congress from their offices who collaborated with the domestic terrorists who overran the Capitol last week. gopcoup.com, sign her petition. She deserves our support.
All I can say is just when we have events, protests, or whatever, we probably gonna have a lot of them this summer because of all this stuff that's been happening, whatever. But we just, if y'all see anything or whatever, just log into like Facebook groups. It's time for justice, Black Rainbow. Who else?
Our revolution.
Our revolution. I mean, we just going to be out protesting a lot. And like I said, every Friday at 5:30 in front of that police station or whatever, we protest Black Lives.
Debbie, it's at 6, not 5:30.
Oh, it's at 6? It's at 6 o'clock, my bad. Even if I'm not there or whatever, because I know I'll be working a lot, so just come out. It's every Friday or whatever. I mean, I know some of y'all got kids, some of y'all probably work, so you don't have to come every Friday, but as long as you show your face, we march down here to the county jail So those people that's locked up can hear us, can hear our voices. You know what I'm saying? Because they need to hear our voices. Because some of those people is locked up for a small crime and they need to be released. So that's why we kind of protest a lot, because a lot of our friends and family has been killed over the summer, and Chief Rick Smith himself needs to go. We've been protesting him, trying to, he needs to go, and our mayor, Whitney Lucas, he needs to go too, because he's not for us, y'all. That man is not for us. Mayor Lucas is not for us. He done sat right there and watched them blow tear gas in our face when we were at the plaza. He done stood side by side by us as we were protesting. And he don't care. So even when they had what was that thing they had right there? The little tents and stuff.
Oh yeah, the occupation.
We had an occupation for when I say a long time, for a long time. We had our nurses, which was her. She was there every single day, making sure people were okay. You know what I'm saying? But eventually, we had to move out because of the weather. You know what I'm saying? We didn't want a lot of our people. Now, we're homeless, because we had a lot of homeless people coming up. We would feed them and take very good care of them. You know what I'm saying? But we had that occupation for a long time. They couldn't have it down there in St. Louis. You know why? Because St. Louis is a little bit more rowdier than us. They would have told their occupation up. But we try to do a lot of that stuff or whatever, so, because a lot of people in Kansas City have not ever protested. So we kind of show them. I'm from Chicago, so y'all know I know how to protest. You know, we protest a little bit different than Kansas City. You know what I'm saying? There might be a lot of crime or whatever, but we do ours a little bit different. And by me living here, I try to show a lot of people. But I always tell people, in order to have your word out, just like how y'all came out, you can't stop to a day. You cannot stop tomorrow. If y'all want Holly out, you gotta do this every day. Cause doing it once a week, once a month, babe, he don't care. But if you come out here every day, I don't care if it's in the rain, sleet or snow, they'll be looking like, these people really want this guy up out of here. Or whatever. So they looking at that. But Holly, he do need to go. And he don't care. Quentin, Mayor Lucas, he needs to go. He don't care, and he's black. Frank Smith, he needs to go. And another person that needs to go for real, the only reason why we voted her back in office, because we didn't want that black lady. What's her name? Persecutor lady.
Oh yeah,
She needs to go for real too.
I thought she did leave.
No, she's in office. We had to re-elect her because we didn't want that other lady coming in here.
You're right.
So there's a lot of people that's right here in Kansas City, Missouri, that do needs to go. You know what I'm saying? So if y'all can come out and support a lot of us, we're here for y'all or whatever. We're here for your kids, your sisters, your brother, because I know everybody done had people that been killed by a police officer. So that's why we come out, you know what I'm saying, a lot or whatever, as far as this stuff with the Capitol or whatever. I mean, it's just sad what happened or whatever, but hey, if it wasn't for Trump, it wouldn't have went on. That's all I got to say.
So I want to tell you guys what I just heard. I was just talking to some folks who were at some other actions around the state. And there was a mother and her 2 kids. And they had the letter. We prepared a letter to tell him why we're here, why we're resigning. Not just to protest outside, but to tell him what's going on, to make sure he hears us. And when they got up to the office, the woman who was working there she had the mother had the letter in her hand, her bare hand, and the woman refused to take the letter, saying she was afraid of poison and chemicals. She refused to hear us. I think that's absolutely absurd. What do you think? Do you think that's reasonable?
No.
Do you think that's good service and representation?
No.
Do you think they care what we have to say?
No.
Do you think they're trying to shut us down?
Yes.
I think that's horrible and a big sign that Josh Hawley does not listen, that his staff are not listening to us, and we have to keep getting louder. It's absolutely correct that we need to be out here all the time. It's absolutely correct.
We're here to shut the shit down. Move, move, move on the ground. We're here to shut the shit down. Holla, we want freedom, freedom. All these racist ass cops, we don't need them. Holla, we want freedom, freedom. All these racist ass cops, we don't need them. Holla, we want freedom, freedom. All these racist ass cops, we don't need them. Holla, we want freedom, freedom. All these racist ass cops, we don't need them. Black lives, they matter here. Black lives, they matter here. Black lives, they matter here. Native lives, they matter here. Native lives, they matter here. Native lives, they matter here. Hispanic lives, they matter here. Hispanic lives, they matter here. Hispanic lives, they matter here. Asian lives, they matter here. Asian lives, they matter here. Asian lives, they matter here. No justice, no peace. Prosecute the police. 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 No justice, no peace. Anybody else want to lead the chat?
Boots! Move on the ground! We're here to shut the shit down! Boots on the ground! We're here to shut the shit down! Boots on the ground! We're here to shut the shit down! I'm out here, I'm under attack! Who's got my back? Who's got my back? I got your back! I'm out here, I'm under attack! Who's got my back? Who's got my back? I got your back! We've got your back! Black lives, they matter here! Black lives, they matter here! Native lives, they matter here! Native lives, they matter here! Disabled lives, they matter here! Disabled lives, they matter here! Trans lives, they matter here! Trans lives, they matter here! Indigenous lives, they matter here! Indigenous lives, they matter here! Gay lives, me. Fuck off! Fuck off! Fuck off! Fuck off! I need you bitches on my street. Say with me. Fuck the police. Fuck the police. No justice! No justice! No justice! No peace! No justice! 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 No good cops in the racist system! No good cops in the racist system!
As I said, we're heading to the Robbinsville Police Department. Word is there's some counter-protesters up there. Not that we want them there, but that's just what we heard. So, moving a little slow. They just turned down some music to keep it going. We're getting close.
If Jamar don't get it, if Jamar don't get it, if Jamar don't get it, if Justin 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 don't get it, no good cops in the racist system. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Yeah, there's some, I see some people up here. Just a couple people out. Probably no big deal.
Are dangerous. Besides gentrification, look at what's going on in these neighborhoods. Look at the gang violence. You put all these gang members in one spot, what do you think is going to happen? You push all these gangs closer together, and gang war is all about territory. What do you think is going to happen? Not only does it affect how we live, how much money we spend on our living, having to prioritize paying the rent or feeding our kids. It doesn't make sense. It does not make sense. And for white people to have so much privilege to be able to pay their rent on time, go on vacation, have a house full of food, and be able to have whatever they want all in the same month because they have the money like that. It's not like that for everybody. There's not even enough low income housing for people of color. But there's enough money to build a new mansion that belongs to a white family. How does that make sense? It doesn't make sense at all. My grandfather's house used to be about 3 blocks from the Red House, and now it's a coffee shop. They wouldn't give my family the house. They literally straight up told them, no, you can't have it, it's ours now. And now look at it. Who even drinks that much coffee anyways? We don't need no more coffee shops, it's already enough. That was a waste of money, and that could be my house in a couple years. That could have been passed down to me. And now, this morning I was looking at apartments and I almost wanted to cry because why the freak are they so expensive? I'm graduating high school and I want to be on my own. I waited 18 years to be on my own, so why not? But it's so hard to go to school, feed yourself, entertain yourself, and have a safe place to live. Having a safe place to live is hard to find because I'm black. Not only am I black, but I'm a black woman. So that just adds to the list of problems that I have to, you get the point. I'm kind of getting really upset, so y'all doing? Am I crazy or did the mic drop a little bit?
You got it. You got it.
Okay. Y'all good? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Just hold it. I'm sorry, I'm getting really upset because it's just fuck gentrification. Fuck gentrification!
Fuck gentrification!
So y'all say that, but when it really comes down to it, y'all better be sending every single housing opportunity to any black person you know. I don't care if they have the biggest house in the world. You need to send that to them. Y'all need to start providing resources for low-income people. You need to start providing resources for the youth so that when they graduate, they can be on their feet too.
Woo!
Y'all need to start sharing them programs and stuff like Section 8, all that low-income programs, all that. Put those resources into the BIPOC community so people know. Because if you don't know, then you're not going to get help, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it's our job to help each other. So practice what you preach and use your privilege to help everybody else. Thank you.
Thank you! Woo!
I'm gonna take this off. Seems weird. I just want to say how inspiring you are, and you always show up. Always. That's bomb. And if I had showed up when I was your age, if all of us had been doing the things that you're doing, it would be a different place. And that's why we're leaving a legacy of organizing behind, of social justice activism behind, and you're leading the charge, babe.
Woo!
Super appreciate it. Amazing.
Yes.
Speaking of leading the charge, I'm gonna pass this mic over to a very good friend, but just an amazing human who also shows the fuck up. It don't matter what time it is. Regina shows up.
That's right.
Unity. It don't matter what day it is. It don't matter what time it is. It don't matter if it's pajama bottoms on. Shows up. Will defend your stuff. Defends the community. Community protector. Regina Rage.
Rage!
I love her. Love them.
2 underscores, Regina Rage. Yeah.
I'm so nervous.
My experience is that the police beat my son's father to death and threw him in a dumpster. My experience is that the man who murdered Jeffrey Smith, the police officer, when they covered up his murder, the officer moved in his mother's building. These women have not had their children beat and murdered by the police. They have not had their children targeted by the police and slain in cold blood. But I want to tell tell you nice ladies something. Just because it never happened to you does not mean that it's not happening. It doesn't mean that people are not out here hurting. So they're living off of their experience. They're in a blind spot. They don't understand what we understand. So I want to thank you again. Like I told you guys earlier, every white person that's out here, thank you, because you can turn the other cheek and you can be a privileged white woman like these women and live off your experience and not empathize with the people that's out here that's hurting. The people that's out here that's going through the pain. There has been, let me give them an education. I'm going to give them a little bit of education since they standing here today. Let's give the blind eyes some education. There has been over 429 murders of black and indigenous people here in the Minnesota in the last 20 years. Don't argue with these people, please. Respect what the families are asking. I'm asking you not to argue with these people, okay? They're operating in a place of ignorance. Ignorance means you don't understand, you haven't experienced, you haven't went through it. So they're operating in that space. There's nothing for us to argue with them for. We're going to continue to keep our boots on the ground. We're going to continue to fight for what we believe. We're going to continue to fight for human lives. We know that the police are murdering people in cold blood and walking free. So why would we argue with somebody about that? We're fighting for human life, and we're going to continue to do that no matter what they believe, okay? These are Karens and Beckys that's standing out here, and we don't give a damn because we're going to fight for what we believe regardless. We're fighting for human life. They're fighting for badges. They're fighting for positions. Again, for certain people, the police have protected them, okay? Becky and Karen over here, that's who they've done it for.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Until it hits their doorstep and it's their children laying dead in the streets. It's not just Philando Castile. It's not just George Floyd. There's hundreds of murders here in the state of Minnesota that have been covered up of black and minority and indigenous people. And the officers have covered up the murders and they're walking free. So imagine if it was your children, but you can't imagine it, Karen. You can't imagine it, Becky, because it wasn't your children. It was ours. So you would never understand how it feels. You would never understand how it feels. So I will not argue with you about your experience, but I'll let you know mine. Mine is that the St. Paul police murdered my son's father, Justin Tigan, in cold blood. They beat him to death. It was a 2009 Emmett Till. My son couldn't even recognize his father in the casket. And then you ask the question, well, this is what Karens like those ask. Well, what did he do wrong? What could somebody do wrong to deserve to be beat to death and thrown in a dumpster?
That's right.
What could somebody do wrong to have a mental health crisis and be shot dead in the streets? Because they're having a bad day and a mental health crisis. What did somebody do wrong? I will not argue with you about your experience. All I can do is educate you on mine. All I can do is tell you that it's many more murders beyond George Floyd. And what we seen with George Floyd was just a small snippet of what's really going on here in the state of Minnesota. And even that was harsh. Even that was harsh. But it's many more brutal murders at the hands of police of black and indigenous and minority people here in the state of Minnesota that's been covered up that you might not know about, Karen and Becky. You may not know about them, but it doesn't mean that it's not happening. Because of your white privilege, you have not seen the days that many of us have seen. Your family have not experienced the pain that many of us have experienced. So you do not understand. So you stand out here. You stand out here for what you believe. But we're going to stand out here. We're going to keep our boots on the ground for what we believe. Boots! Boots! Boots on the ground! We're here! We're here to shut this shit down! Boots! Boots! Boots on shit down. Boots, boots, boots on the ground. We're here to shut this shit down. So I pray for you, Becky and Karen. I pray for both of y'all because if you can't put your body and your heart in the place of people and you misunderstand why we are standing out here today, you misunderstand the fact that human beings have lost their lives at the hands of law enforcement. We don't hate police. Don't get it twisted, Becky. Don't get it twisted, Karen. We don't hate police. Anybody that's doing wrong and hurting other human beings, that's what we're marching against. That's what we're standing up against. So don't try to twist our narrative. Don't try to twist it around. Why don't you go stand outside of the Capitol that your people sabotaged last week? Why don't you go do that? Why don't you go? Because those are the real terrorists. Those are the real people that are hurting people. The terrorists that showed up at the most secure building in the world and sabotaged it. Why don't you go stand out there with your signs? Because right here, we're peaceful. Right here, we're standing up for human lives.
We ain't killed 2 cops.
What the fuck are you standing up for? Go stand up to the people at the Capitol that are real terrorists. Because we're not. And you will not switch the narrative.
And they killed police.
They killed
They killed police. They beat the hell out the man and killed them on the ground.
Wow, Carrie.
That's where you should be. Because we're out here fighting for human life. You're out here, you don't understand. But maybe, see, I can't get to her because she's too white privileged, and she's too in her privilege, and she's too in her white supremacy that she don't even understand what's going on. But maybe the other one standing next to her, maybe I can reach your heart. Maybe you will get an understanding. Maybe you will get an understanding that out of all of these murders, that it's only one life that got justice here in the state of Minnesota. One life, and that was Justine DeMond, the white woman that was killed by a minority man. So we see what's going on. But you're too far in your white privilege. You're too far in your white supremacy to understand that all human beings matter. That all lives matter. And that's what we're out here fighting for. We're not fighting because we hate the police. I'll be honest with you. I got police officers. I got a police officer that's my friend. His name is Bob. He works for the, he's the head of the, what is that? The St. Paul.
Ramsey County Sheriff.
The sheriff. That's my friend.
He a bit
okay?
sheriff, but we'll get on that another day.
But at the same time, I've talked to him and I know him personally. So we don't hate the police, but we don't like anything done wrong by anybody. If you got the police that's in here abusing their authority, and obviously all these people ain't out here marching for nothing. We trying to tell y'all blind ass is something. We trying to tell y'all that it's more than George Floyd. But you're so racist, and you're so stuck in your privilege that you cannot see that all human beings matter. Every last person standing out here, every last person that they have slain in the streets, lives matter. The police have abused their authority. They have hurt people. They have caused pain and trauma to the community. And that's why we're out here. So please don't get it twisted, Becky. Please don't get it twisted. Your experience is different. You have not been able to see the days that I have seen. But let me tell you another thing, ladies. I'm going to tell you, don't argue with these people, guys. They're not worth it. Do not argue with them. They're not worth it. And they won't get a breath out of my damn. No, they will not. Do not argue with these people. But I'm going to tell y'all something, Becky and Karen. We must be held accountable for the things that we do as well as the things that we say out of our mouths. So if they over there speaking any hateful things out of their mouths, they will be held accountable. When you reap what you sow and you do bad and you got bias in your heart, you got prejudice in your heart, and you don't believe that all lives matter in your heart, then you got to reap that. Because somebody looks at the heart. People look at what what you got and what you don't have and what you look like. But only that higher power looks at the hurt. So you showing your hurt today. Because we out here talking about human lives. And you out here talking about a badge. You out here talking about a position where we're fighting for human lives. Understand, when you got hatred in your heart, you curse yourselves and you curse your family and you curse your children. Understand that. Understand that. No justice. 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 We will not let these people go home when our loved ones didn't come home to us. There is many unjustified murders here in the state of Minnesota, and that's why we are out here fighting. Because there's unjustified murders. If y'all want my phone number so y'all can get y'all blind asses some education, I'll be more than willing to sit down and have a conversation with you to help you understand why we out here today. We're not saying F the police. We're saying that the police have murdered people unjustly, and it is more than the numbers that you know about. That there's hundreds of murders here in the state of Minnesota that have been covered up, and there's people that's walking free, and yet there was only one family that the state of Minnesota seemed to believe deserved justice out of all of the hundreds of murders in Minnesota alone. That's what we're fighting for. That's what we're out here fighting for. So get on the right side of right, ladies. Get on the right side of right. Stand up for all human lives. We understand you love your police that's protected your white privilege. We understand that you love the police that have upheld white supremacy. We understand that you ladies have benefited off of the killings and the brutality of black and indigenous people of this stolen land that you live in, that your husbands and your fathers and your ancestors stole from other indigenous people and then stole black people and had them come work in this country for free, and you benefit off of it to this day. We understand that you love it. We get it. We get it. But understand where we come from too. Understand that we're tired. We're tired of them killing our people in cold blood and walking free. We're tired of the murders being covered up. We're tired of the white privilege that we seen in the Capitol last week. We're tired of the white supremacy. But in the last days, the evil will turn on themselves. So look at it, guys. They turned on themselves last week. They turned on themselves. And they're going to continue to do it. Because in the last days, it is written that they will turn on themselves. Them people standing right there, they're going to turn on themselves. The evil, they do not stand up for all human life, but stand up for a position. A police officer, that's a position. So, we're not going to argue with Becky, who is loving her white privilege and loving her white superiority or whatever the illusion that's been pumped into her head. We're not going to argue with her because that's her experience. No justice! 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 Thank you guys again. We made our point. All we need to do is always make our points. We always need to be strategic and make our point. We got the media here to get our message out about what we're really fighting for. They cannot twist our narratives anymore. And as long as we made our point, that's all that matters. The hell with what they're talking about, because we made our point out here today. We stood up for what we believed in. We stood up for human life. We marched today. We told the truth. We put the truth out there about all the other murders that's out here. And let me tell you something. They may not agree with what I said, but guess what, y'all? They heard what the fuck I said. And I said what I said. We're tired of your white privilege and your white supremacy that the police uphold. We're fighting for human life. And you should be fighting for the same thing. So maybe one day, God will compel your heart enough to understand why we really out here. That we don't hate police, but we want police to do the right thing and stop hurting people. Thank you. Thank you. No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice! No peace! Anybody else want to speak? You're more than welcome to come forward. Thank you. I'm gonna let you speak. No, a couple of people who haven't spoken to speak.
Get to the side of the speakers.
Okay.
Which side?
There you go.
Alright, so my name is Leo. Are you getting recognized on the street in downtown Minneapolis because I spoke at the summer protest for Pride? If you're gay and you're not out here, what the fuck is wrong with you? Don't come to Pride next year.
Thank you.
Because Stonewall was a riot. I just have a poem that I forgot to read at the last protest I was at. It's called I Cannot Breathe. I live to fight another day to love again. Love myself? Of course. I mean, look at me. Seriously. But someone else's smoke and haze. Unknown hands and dark eyes and teeth that bite. Black across my skin, marred with scars, used and judged for my body rather than my brain or what the puzzle of my heart has to offer. People touch me, but they don't see me. People kiss me, but they don't feel me. They know me, but they don't accept me. Tell me I deserve the world. I don't need that. Why would I want something that I have to die for even a chance for it to be given to me? I watch you when you're grooving, as though from under the water at the bottom of a pool. And while I am drowning, you tell me to just breathe. I see people like me, what could have been me, shot, killed, their voices suffocated by alabaster ghosts. I raise my fist and scream, and yet you do not notice as water fills my lungs and silence me, just as well as your rejection or your racism. How about now? Can you hear the people singing the songs of angry black men, of missing indigenous women, of the oppressed, of the unheard, of people who will be quiet and peaceful no longer and have it fall on deaf ears, of the generation with no fear of death finally having something they're willing to die for. So don't tell me I deserve the world, when in fact it is the world that does not deserve me. I am more than a body, or a face, or my skin color. I am more than a picture you see on a screen, or a name you hear on the news. I am more than the euphoria I can make you see between the sheets, or the words behind my teeth. I am here, and I cannot breathe. Thank you. Who's next?
Hey, I wanted to tell you about someone. He's a man. He was a man from Texas, Killeen, Texas. On January 10th, this disabled man was having a mental health issue. His family called the police and said, please send a mental health specialist. But there were not any on duty, and they sent a cop instead. He rang the doorbell. The man was in crisis. He left, but the man followed him outside. He was clearly unarmed. He was waving his hands, and the cop tased him. Apparently it didn't work. And then, as his family looked on in horror and were begging him, please don't shoot him, please don't shoot him, that cop killed him. He shot him 3 times. That was on January 10th, Killeen, Texas. His name was Patrick Warren Sr. Let's say his name. Patrick Warren Sr. Again, Patrick Warren Sr. His life mattered. And this is why we're out here, because it never stops. It never stops. I'm a person of color. I have children with autism. They're young adults, and I am terrified of the police. Because you know what? They don't stop to think. That cop could have gotten back in his car and waited for a mental health professional. There were a lot of different things he could have done. His family was telling the man to please sit down, and they were begging to the cop, please don't shoot him. And their cries and their tears after the deed was done, you can Google it right now. Killeen, Texas, Patrick Warren Sr. If you watch that video, you won't see, the shot happens off screen, but you will hear the cries of his family, and that is why we're out here. Because it doesn't matter how much we beg, it doesn't matter how, which directions of the cops that we follow, innocent lives, unarmed lives are being taken. And like Tashira said, they can do it. They didn't kill anyone, they killed one person out of thousands at the Capitol. If those had been black people at the Capitol, thousands of black people breaking into the Capitol, there would have been blood in the streets. Talk about double standard, hypocrisy, that's that bullshit! That is all I have to say.
There is a march being organized for Saturday, if you want to say that, if they want to watch Facebook for details.
She wants to. Other people who haven't spoken, but you can speak before it's over. So we'll speak again to how we were peacefully protesting. I want to help educate these lovely ladies that's out here today. Because I take this as an opportunity to educate these people when they love their cops so much. Like I said, they haven't had the experience that we've had. They never lost somebody. They never had their loved one murdered and beat to death or shot dead in the streets. They always think of, well, what did your loved one do wrong? They're not thinking about human life. They're not thinking about, the truth. They only think about that maybe their husbands, maybe their brothers, maybe their people are police. And again, like I always say, the police have protected a certain group of people. There's a certain group of people that they've brutalized, that they have abused their authority, and then there's a certain group of people that they have protected. They have protected the suburban white women, and that's what's standing out here today. Pay attention to every time they're talking shit on Facebook. Pay attention to the people. If you look at their profile, it's suburban white women. You know what I'm saying? It's suburban white men. It's white men and white women. Because they want to uphold and keep this superiority. They want to keep this privilege. And listening to us, hearing from us, it might touch their hearts. So they don't want to hear that. It might make them look at things in a different way. It might make them see that I'm actually a human being and my life matters. And my brother's life matters. My son's life matters. My father's life matters. They don't want to hear it because they might have to admit that. They might have to admit that I'm just as much human being as they are. And I don't deserve to lose my child in the street just like they don't deserve to lose theirs in the street. That my life is just as valuable as your life, Karen. My life means no less and your life means no less. But that we are equal. And that the police have portrayed this narrative and showed us that all lives are not equal. We seen that last week, that all lives are not equal when they took over the Capitol. But yet we were marching down the freeway peacefully a couple months ago here in the state of Minnesota. And we were barricaded and held hostage on the freeway for marching peacefully. When they stole the father to my child, my fiance when I was 23 years old, the other provider in my home, they stole his life unjustly. That's what I was marching for. And because of that, I was barricaded on the freeway, held hostage while my son, my 14-year-old son, who they murdered his dad. See, let me walk you down my life. Let me walk you down the road that I've been down, Karen and Becky. Okay? While my 14-year-old son watches the news and watches me be held hostage for fighting for his father, a human life that I know for a fact was stolen unjustly, that was thrown in a trash dumpster. I've had the St. Paul police follow me, sit outside my home wave at me with my son in the car. Follow me because I'm at a protest like this. They follow me onto the freeway with my baby in the car. That's what I'm marching for. That's what I'm fighting for. The white supremacist was mad because Trump didn't win presidency. Are you serious? Look at the difference in what people are fighting for. Look at the difference. Are you serious, Becky? You're standing out here for a badge when people are losing their lives in the streets? The streets that were stolen on the stolen land that you live on, Becky? Go home and do some self-evaluation. Because there's some shit that you got to live with, Becky. It's some shit that you got to live with. You got to live with yourselves. You got to live with yourselves. Understand why we out here today. And understand that it's for human life. It's for equality. The police have portrayed a narrative that is not of equality. They have been killing people in the street, and the officers have been walking free. And the only officer that didn't walk free is the minority man that killed the white woman. Think about that. Do you think that that's really right, Becky? Do you think that that's really right in your heart? Do you really believe that? Is that what's been instilled into your mind? It's all a theory because it's not real. Just because it was taught to you doesn't mean that it's right. Just because they protected your people in your neighborhoods does not mean that what we're saying is not the truth. It doesn't mean that it's people out here that's not hurting. Because the community is hurting and the community is tired. And that's why we're marching today. No justice! No justice! Okay, we're going to have Paul and we're going to have Noah. And we're going to wrap it up and we're going to get on our march. Oh, we got one more person. Okay. Go ahead, Paul. We're going to keep it short so we're going to get on our march again. We're going to let her speak. Then Noah going to close us out. We're going to keep it going. Please keep it short. Thank you.
I just want to speak to that education, ladies. My white skin, my wife's white skin did not stop the police from entering our home illegally. It did not stop the police from lying on a search warrant after murdering my friend in my front yard. It did not stop the police from disobeying every policy that prevents loss.
Stand down!
All of you assholes have no fucking mask on.
Why isn't Artem out here?
Yeah, let's go get Artem.
We just
Come
want to
back.
talk to
Where
him.
the fuck is Artem?
We just want to talk to him.
You cool ass fucking cop. He's walking out of black and fucking proud. Why are you
Hey, homie, your nose is out. Come on. Tuck it in. Tuck it in here.
NYPD! 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 Turn on his fucking body! Bring him out! Artem, light those shine now!
Artem!
We got a lot more Proud Boys in this group for sure. Out of you 10, which beat your spouse and kids? Raise your hand. Yeah, I saw you look at me. It must be you. We must be one of the 4 then.
ACAB! And also ugly. In addition to being bastard, fucking ugly.
My apologies. That's great. That means we're yeah, that's showing themselves up.
The whole point of us being out here is to let you know. Listen up. Who thought that it was hot in the street to pull a gun out on people and fucking protest? We want him to know that he doesn't fucking belong here. We don't think him and the rest of you motherfuckers out too.
Great, all black brother. Hope he didn't leave. I don't think
And if I gotta find out when you fucking win, I'll show up and bother you. I'm the fucking bitch. The fuck out of here. The fuck out. I'm not going to because you don't know how to fucking do your job. I'm quite sure you don't want my black ass yelling in your fucking stupid ass faces tonight. I can't hear the fuck out of here. I'm sick of your shit. Keep your fucking ass. Pull a fucking gun out. An innocent people.
In response to a gun.
Demanding justice for black men being murdered. What kind of fucking sense does that make?
What's going on, man? What's going on? We're gonna share some words with everybody right now.
Nothing. Where he at? Where he at? Where he at? Where he at? He's gonna fucking cry! Welcome to the people! We want justice for black people! Say it louder! We want justice for black people! We want justice for say it louder! We want justice for black people! For black people,
We are the people. Say it louder. We want justice for black people. We are the people. Say it louder. We want justice for black people. We are the people. Say it louder. We want justice for black people. We are the people. Say it louder.
tonight because less than 24 hours ago, we had someone that worked here, a police officer, a punk-ass police, that pulled his service weapon, his gun out on people that are assembled here tonight. On black, brown, indigenous people that were in the streets to say what? Black lives matter! What? Asian lives matter! What? Brown lives matter! That's why they were in the streets! And you know what? Let's brand them! That's why they can decide behind us. They stand for white nationalism, y'all. And when they see a loud group of black, brown, Arabic people, they get spooked and they get scared and they build big-ass walls that don't belong. They build fake rules that don't belong. And you know what they do when they get scared? They're pussies. So they reach for their guns because they're a bunch of fucking racists. They're a bunch of racists. And right now, this group of white nationalists is protecting us. It's in order. We got it on video. Breaking the fucking law. And y'all breaking out the power. No, this is great. So the people that got us here make that fucking face. That's your bullshit. That's why I'm here, yo. That's why I'm here. And my people in our land of progress time. So we always say, no pass!
No KKK, no fascist USA! No KKK, no fascist USA!
No KKK, no fascist USA! No KKK, no fascist USA!
Move together, stay tight.
Bitches, y'all! And they need to be treated with all the respect! They need to be treated with street justice! That's what the court! They gotta hold them accountable, y'all! You think the court's gonna hold them accountable, y'all? I know the people gotta hold these bitches accountable! I dare these motherfuckers to try to arrest anybody right now! Do it! Why? Because we're standing in the street like that! You're injustice! Your fucking voice, y'all! Y'all give it up for all that. That's righteous anger right there. That's righteous. Yeah! Unjustified. This shit right here is justice. This is righteous anger manifesting in front of you. This is the people. Now we came looking for Arnold. Well, a lot of you stupid motherfuckers look like Arnold. A lot of y'all look like y'all ready to pull your gun right now. And fuck you in your zip ties. Same shit. You can arrest us tonight, we'll be back out tomorrow. You do us a fucking favor by arresting us tonight. We'll come out multiplied tomorrow by 2. And the next night by 3. We're always gonna take the streets. It don't matter if it's 10 of us or if it's fucking 300. What? We are the people too.
Say it louder! We want justice for black people! We are the people too! Say it louder, please! We want justice for black people! We are the people too! Say it louder! We want justice for black people! We are the people too! Say it louder! We want justice for black people! We are the people! Say it louder! We want justice for black people! We are the people! Say it louder!
Justice for black people.
Bunch of fucking pussies with guns!
And you're on his side. Serious. Black and brown people, black and brown cops. On his side. That nigga ass yesterday? No. He got paid fucking leave for the day, most likely. Get the fuck out of my face. Everyone's fucking quiet. Everyone's fucking quiet. That's just fucking crazy. Y'all hear that? Yeah. On your side, I'm a
I want that Delgado bitch ass up here. Yo, Delgado! Delgado! What you hustling up for, you bitch ass motherfucker? Come up here so we can talk to you. Don't be going black and brown people in front of us. That's the minimum you have to do. Bring that white ass motherfuckers up to the front, man, so we can talk to y'all.
Go look for a sign. There's
Andy right here.
The NYPD bullshit! Get the fuck out of here! For one thing, I'm gonna get the fire! I'm gonna get the fire! I'm gonna beat his ass!
He better be fired.
Where
he at?
Yeah.
I don't know because like people
No justice, no peace. Well, it looks like we're gonna have to be why? Y'all know every time I come out here, right? So that's every event. You think I like somebody to No! I like to get in my nice apartment and get warm. So y'all like to pull it outside. Pull out a gun on the fucking... Hey, your little co-partner pull out her name. Black Lives Matter. White Revolution and the baton and the gun pulled down. 3 weapons, y'all pulled down. A baton, a mace, and a gun. Why? We all would like to know this. No justice, no peace.
He pulled out a fucking gun on an 18-year-old fucking child, and y'all not beating his ass. Y'all not beating his ass. What the fuck is wrong with y'all niggas?
We out here like we got the problem. Right, look, somebody that one of y'all punk ass niggas got me all up in our house fucking our shit up, right?
Y'all pulled out a fucking gun. Fucking gun on an 18-year-old child. Displaying a firearm with the intent to use on a minor. What the fuck is so hard about that? He's displaying
Sorry.
on a minor with the intent to fucking use. Take this man to jail, bro. Oh my God, man. This nigga got me so mad. They pulled out a gun on the 15 nigga. Got the 18-year-old. Oh, y'all serious. Y'all niggas look stupid. Y'all look stupid as fuck. He pulled out a gun on an 18-year-old minor. He displayed his firearm with the intent to use on an 18-year-old fucking minor. Y'all look pitiful.
It's like you monkey all the time, though. You know
what? We call him a monkey. We got to call him his wife's name. Dumbass. You got to pull out a fucking gun on their mind and you didn't punch that nigga in the eye. You Spanish, nigga. You supposed to punch that nigga in the fucking mouth, nigga. You pulled the fucking gun out on your little fucking throat. And you looking at me like I'm doing something wrong to you. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
the whole turkey to dumb ass.
It's like
fucking embarrassed. You're not fucking embarrassed. You are fucking fucking Christian out police.
What's going on, yo?
No justice, no peace. Fucking Christian out police. No justice, no peace. Fucking Christian out police. No justice, no peace. That's your best friend for us. Fucking go. No peace. That's your best friend. No justice, no peace. Fucking Christian out police.
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Shut up. What are you gonna do? What?
How y'all gonna fucking shut the box? Telling us I'm fine. On a black day. I'm not now. No such thing. No way.
What's up?
You motherfucker think you know what? Don't you ever forget. You got all your fucking
as the march was going along, in his hand, in front of him. Not in his holster, completely out in front of him. He was looking for an incident to happen. And looking at the footage, once he was confronted about that, which rightly so, people are going to be pissed off, he backed up, eventually holstered it. His partner didn't say anything to him or do anything to him. He pulled out his baton. He was looking for an incident to happen. There's been no response from the police precinct here, from NYPD higher ups. Someone like that is someone who never needs to be on the streets ever again. This is how individuals get killed. And you heard earlier someone saying about how many were down in D.C. I wouldn't be surprised, based on the stuff that I've seen over the last 4 years, as well as individuals I know that keep track of white supremacists and individual groups, not just here in Brooklyn, but Manhattan, Bronx. There's a shit ton out there. And I wouldn't be surprised if some of the officers in here were actually in D.C. when this shit went down. Well, the bullshit civilian complaint board, yeah, it's a joke. They have no power whatsoever, and it's not really representing the people. It's not like people, it's actually people from the community that are appointed. You might as well say that there is no complaint. I will say, if enough complaints are made, you can get someone pushed out. We did that with Lombardo, who was at Abu Ghraib, and then here, we got him pushed out of Manhattan, and he was in charge of SRG initially. But because of so many violent complaints, he basically was pulled out. Also, it wasn't just the complaints, it was also too much media attention on what he was doing. That's why I always tell people, even though it's not going to do anything right away, file. Build this shit up. It also gives lawyers stuff to work with when they're actually filing suits against the NYPD. And anyone reaching out to any of the elected people that I mentioned, thank you. Keep it going. If shit hits the fan, definitely let them know. Yeah, those two officers up on the roof have been there for a while. I'm pretty sure there's a couple of more.
Center. One of these cops, Artem, I don't know what his last name is, his gun, he pulled it out for no good reason and tried to like intimidate a few people. You were there yesterday, right? There weren't that many people. There were like maybe like 20 people, and he pulled his gun out on them for no good reason. And then he pulled out his mace for no good reason, and then he pulled out his baton. We're calling him out for that. That's unacceptable. Why would you do that? Why would you pull your tools out if you didn't want to use them? I mean, so thankfully these people aren't pulling their fucking guns out. So these ones are slightly better. But Artem needs retraining, but mostly to get fired. Like, dude is unfit to be a cop. He's got like Mass Effect patches on his fucking vest. He's like a gamer out here. It's like being a cop's a video game or something. That's kind of weird. But yeah, I don't know too much details about that. You can look them up. Definitely look it up. It's all over social media. It's gone viral. This motherfucker. And there must be like no crimes going on for all of these police to be here. If they really got nothing else to do. Safe city. So safe. Why would you even fund them? What is that money for? Silence. Is that the video, Taylor? Yeah, it's all over the place. I like...
The border. Above the fucking. Put them behind the barricade. You got nervous, right? You about to pull yours too, right? You about to fuck it. You about to say fuck it. Look at him, look. Same thing. And you way to back. That nigga way to back. Oh, bro. What that kid? Yo, listen. Great powers from great responsibility, bro. Y'all niggas have guns. Y'all pussy niggas have legal weapons, bro. Like, what the fuck? That's the first thing y'all gonna do is go for y'all fucking guns? Stop being scared, my nigga. If you scared, there's plenty of churches in New York City. There's plenty of churches. Y'all used to wrestle with niggas? Yo, Cap, I got some boxing gloves right now. I got boxing gloves right now. I'll take any one of you tough asses. Right now. Boxing gloves right now. And I'll pay y'all. I'll pay you. Motherfucking weekly salary, Yo, bro, if you're a real nigga, you smack the shit out of him right now. Right now, and put you down. Right now. If you're a real nigga, you smack the shit out of his bobo and put you down. These niggas look racist right here, son.
Nah, watch out. Hey, yo. Where's he at, Craig? He got Craig?
New York Post. You know that
What y'all represent? You can come right
Why y'all fucking running? Oh, you fucking ran to that side. Yeah, hold on. They squatting off. Hold on. I don't like how they
Get more customers. Fuck it up like y'all did our shit. Y'all fucked up.
I don't seem to know where you're going. You seem to be walking around.
Relations. Y'all fucked it up. Real easy. Yo, real easy. Yo, there's a couple things I want to lay with you, yo. Yo, Phil, brother, I think you think you Phil, brother, you think you act like that. You think you flirting with him. You think you flirting with him, bro. You think you flirting with him, bro. You think made. Every town. Every city, every town.
Hey, yo, let's step away for a little minute, baby. We're a little hot. Yo, really, come on. Yo, really, let's step away for a little minute. We're gonna move away for Hey, yo. What's this thing? Everybody just want to see that. It was actually.
Look, Justin.
Oh no, he's going to his website and shit. He'll be at the next march and shit.
He's got 2 allegations against him. One is still pending. Yeah, I mean, if you look up a bunch of their records, like, they've probably all got a bunch of allegations. Some overtime warriors over here.
Hey, yo, I want to make a report. I think that nigga fly a gun. Why y'all blocking the street? I'm trying to go file a report on the open up. I'm explaining the firearms that was used on a reminder. Why y'all blocking me? I want to file a report. Why y'all stopping us from filing a report? Your man is playing his firearm with the hand that he used on a minor. I am trying to go to the precinct. File a report on a criminal act that I see. That's my report.
Come out. Hey, where that officer at? I want to talk to him. I want to see why. Hey, can I talk to those three officers? Can we get some type of justice? Can we ask those officers why did they pull their weapons out when that man didn't do nothing wrong? Can we at least get that? I'm trying to negotiate with y'all. Can we at least get that, officers? Oh, they brought the blackest one up front. Oh, we can't see you in the midnight. You're a shadow to us, man. Why they bring you up here like that? Hey, yo, they know you got a black guy up here.
They brought a nigga darker than me, man. I don't believe that. Wait, he blacker than me? This nigga, he not blacker than me, you wildin'. Take your mask off. That's the mask. Y'all got it fucked up. That's the mask. Yo, officer, captain, we all are here to file a complaint on your officer using his fucking firearm on a minor yesterday. He's displaying his firearm with the intent to use on a minor. Everyone here is coming to the precinct to file a report and a complaint on that officer. I don't know why y'all stopping us, because it's one of your own kind, so y'all do not want to let us. Every individual here sees a criminal act taking place yesterday, and that's what we here to file a complaint. I do not understand why are y'all not letting us into the precinct so we can just simply file our complaint. We have video footage of the criminal act. We have why can't we come and file a complaint? It's just that simple, officer. Please explain to me why we can't. We are law-abiding citizens. We're law-abiding citizens that's seen a crime taking place, and we want to make a complaint about it. What's so hard about that? What's so hard about that? I'm asking, Captain, you don't speak?
Well, cops of justice.
This shit is, bro, yo, highest rank. Yo, this one is off. Yo, highest rank, this one is off. Somebody come turn this one on. I think he's broken.
Talk, bro. You're like a dead body. We're talking to you, nigga. We're talking to you, bro.
Did I tell you suck my dick? Fuck you. I didn't say anything disrespectful that you can't have a communication with me real quick. What the fuck?
Look at you. You want to kill yourself? What's up? Yo, we seen them do it on the news, yo. We seen them come do that shit, yo. Look, it's easy, yo. It's real easy. Just like how he bought that gun yesterday. You feel me? Go home, do that shit. Do it to yourself, yo. On everything, bro. Now fuck that shit. Fuck it on everything. Do us all a fucking favor.
I forgot. Place is that stop.
What these say, y'all? Like, they think they low as hell.
A cop had to die at the Capitol before they pulled a gun out on the crowd. Why the fuck y'all pulling a gun out on peaceful people? What the fuck wrong with y'all? Go ahead, you looking at the camera, say something, pussy. You protecting a white man that pulled a gun out on black people, stupid. Are you fucking dumb?
Can we file a report?
We would like to file a report against a gun-wielding maniac. Great. Open this fucking gate. You're a tax-paying citizen that would like to make a report against a gun-wielding maniac wearing a fucking badge. But your pussy ass never do nothing about it. Yo, your ancestors gonna smack the fuck out of you. I promise you that. When you go to wherever the fuck you go when you die, your ancestors gonna smack the fuck out of your grandmother, everybody, great granny, all that shit. Your mama raised a bitch. Your daddy a bitch and your mother a bitch.
That shit resonated. That shit resonated, bro? God damn. Oh shit, boy, that shit be hitting at the heart. In the soul, goddammit. Like cooking.
You know what hits more? When you think I'm dumb
dumb?
and I'm not educated, so I really break it down to you. You're working for a police force, right? The 13th Amendment that abolished slavery, the motherfuckers like me and him and you to be free, also turned around and made it legal in the prison system that you throw us back into. You take that badge off, you liable to get thrown in that motherfucker too. Don't tell them you a cop when you get pulled over neither. Go ahead and thug that shit out like we have to. Thug that shit the fuck out. And watch what's gonna happen. You're gonna be a slave again. Things should happen on us. But this stupid ass never read the book before you fucking swore an oath to the Constitution. Stupid motherfucker. You can't even look me in my eyes, but I know you hear me. I know you're gonna be thinking about this shit. Yo, go ahead, nod your hand.
Yo, find out what
You know the police have no constitutional duty to protect us? What's the fucking point for? You can't even protect your people. You just hurt them. You have no constitutional duty to protect them. Search that up. Supreme Court, Warren versus District of Columbia, 2005. Like, I went to law school. The police have no constitutional duty to protect us. Y'all are a bunch of dweebs. You're a fucking dweeb. Real army people, like my grandfather, laugh at y'all motherfuckers. You aren't worth the uniform. You aren't worth how much that badge wants to fucking make. What's that, plastic? Metal?
They don't even want this shit no more.
You fucking waste. That's why you guys came up and closed the gate real calmly, because you know you're dead wrong. I can open this gate and let everyone in here and go file a complaint in there. And you can't do anything about it because the company trusts your property. Taxpayers pay for it. No matter what band-aids or policies you try to throw, I will bring it to the court of approval.
And you cannot be all fucking good about yourself. And I told her he broke a woman's neck.
Arrest this nigga, arrest this nigga.
I guess, I'll go over back to my side.
Most if I get a week, hey, fucking.
Stupid ass motherfuckers. Can y'all talk? Can y'all talk back? Y'all got orders. If you orders, yo, shut the fuck up and y'all come out here.
So y'all as grown-ass men took on a job where you're not allowed to talk to yourself? That's why I tell your answers to respect the fuck out of your mother. That's why I think your mama raised a bitch.
No. That's what y'all tell me. You can't say nothing, right?
You're not even allowed to move from that line. You're a grown-ass man. And I guarantee you, the fucked up part about it is you're gonna leave here mad at me. But I'm trying to liberate your stupid ass.
No man can tell me to suck his dick, bro.
They can't force you to suck that dick. That's right. Open your mouth.
Suck my dick, nigga.
Open your mouth first, bitch.
You mad? You mad?
If that didn't get you mad, tell your mother to suck my dick.
Suck my dick. All you can do is stare. What?
Fucking.
What? What you gonna do? You gonna put your gun? You gonna put your gun? That's all you can do. You looking at me like you want to fight me. You think you can beat me? Do you think you can beat me, yo? Do you think you can beat me?
You saw what some Trump supporters did when I woke up? What the fuck y'all think we
They ain't tell me shit. They ain't tell me shit. They ain't tell me shit.
None of you niggas can beat me.
Y'all was acting real different. Yo, y'all act real different in DC. When I go to some shit, they act different. They like, hey, my niggas and shit, but when I come to this shit, it's a problem.
Facts in DC, they talk back.
In DC, they love us. They like, oh, come with us, but you're gay, but over here, it's like, you know why? Because of you, nigga. Because of you, nigga.
Yo, just let me know with the look in your eyes. Did a white cop tell you not allowed to talk?
Oh, shit.
No white man will ever tell me I'm not allowed to talk.
What? Stupid, not even a judge. You can suck my dick. I know y'all niggas feet hurt. Tight ass, mandatory black boots.
Fuck that. How do y'all keep your mouths shut for so long?
These niggas are robots. They gotta have a higher up come and click their talking button. They can't talk right now. Yo, they really train y'all niggas like robots, son.
Y'all are so institutional.
Yo, them niggas been more scared than me when I was a kid. Them niggas gotta go home and still live a certain way. Shit is fucking crazy, man. What type of dick like shit you did to get them two flags?
Are you really wearing a Blue Lives Matter fucking
Blue Lives Matter doesn't even like you.
They don't even fucking like you.
About you. You fucking die.
Background.
Tonight, we are here because there's a man.
Gotta save lives. Gotta save fucking lives. Gotta save is a life taker. A life taker.
That's what you're trying to do. You look like you're doing shit like that.
Black Lives Matter.
Oh, you went to the back because you were upset, right? Oh, you were upset, friend? You were upset?
Y'all friends. Y'all are friends. Y'all go bowling and shit. The pandemic was here, y'all went bowling and shit. Y'all go for drinks so fluffy. Y'all go point out random ass black and brown people on the street out of your uniforms and random people and shoot some niggas in the back. Oh, no, it's not. You know what happened yesterday? I put like a fucking gun. You left nothing to oh, yeah, it's a fucking
Fucking loser.
How many of you young motherfuckers still use D-RAM, huh? How many of you shitheads still post up your racist fucking forums and y'all know we can read?
Look, we making y'all work for y'all dollars because y'all bitch ass niggas be laughing and killing the music. Not today.
He's on Parler. You upload the pictures on Parler, I can figure out where you were when you upload those fucking pictures. Stupid motherfuckers.
He can't take it no more. He's like, I'm out of here, man. He left the little sucker niggas.
But y'all
Yo, he left the suckers.
But y'all
tighten that gap up, asshole. Tell him to dap up, asshole. Before one of them tell you.
Yo, now that he's gone, can y'all talk yet?
Yo, dumbass, you can't stand like that. Hey, you gotta.
We found one. We found another police officer over there that has multiple allegations.
Oh, who is it?
Is it my boy? And is it my boy? Yeah, it's your boy. It's your boy. We found him.
Yo, bro, you can't stand like that. Widen your legs. Make your legs wider, dumbass.
If y'all are wondering what's happening over there, they found a dirty cop. Meaning they found lawsuits on him through a website called Capstat. You can look up your friends too, right? They went through it, found his name, found his precinct, and probably found his address, and now know that he has multiple lawsuits. Probably claims of sexual assault, touching minors on the job, all types of shit. Y'all about to find out. Just listen. Y'all real nosy. Pay attention. Listen.
And these cameras can zoom in on
All
your
of them
back
niggas.
on real fucking
Them niggas go home and smack the shit out there right at the door. I'm home, bitch. He's like, I'm home, bitch.
You know how many cops we found that touch little boys?
Oh my God. Wow.
Imagine you 16 years old, because they're mostly black and brown boys. You 16 years old, you want to be a cop so bad that one of these white motherfuckers that's your boss touches your nuts.
Yo, I need my dick sucked later. So keep your mouth out. I'm coming right back. Keep your tongue out. Pussy at? Where he at? Where he at?
Yeah, I could go over there, but pull up someone
Yo, how about we go protest in front of his house? I want to protest. I want to see if he did.
She was like, you must have pulled your gun out. And then they don't let him out. You don't like that. Then they let him out. When you see him, you know.
Which one is it?
Hey, black man. Black man. Black man, like beating up black man. How you feel, black man? Black man, like beating up black man. How you feel, black man? Got nothing to say, black man? How you feel, black man?
Do we ever give you funny vibes? Do we ever do it in the precinct?
Beat that nigga up. Get your ass in the back. You can't ride in front of that. Get in the back. He said you used to this shit. Stupid ass nigga. You probably make your head fuck yourself. Motherfucker. You a clown, bro. Hey, yo, we got one of these for you. We got one of these for you. I'm telling you.
I think it's like a regular guy. What was the... I was like, what the... If I didn't recognize Grandma, I would have been like, of course. Hold on, your eyeballs are fucked up. I know you pulled the gun. And they looked him up. They looked him up and found out he pulled the gun. Oh, the eye.
They've all fucking done it. Yeah, he just got
Every town! Burn the precincts to the ground! Every city, every town! Burn the precincts to the ground! Every city, every town! Burn the precincts to the ground! Every city, every town! Burn the precincts to the ground! Every city, every town! Burn the precincts to the ground! Every city, every town! Burn the precincts to the ground! Burn the precincts to the ground!
I let all the comrades out. Y'all just crooked as like we are. Y'all say we bad. Y'all the crookedest motherfuckers out there.
What's up, y'all? I know you.
Hey, y'all don't fuck with my bitches like that. You think you bad, bitch. Watch out, you know.
Tyler, I'm excited for you to be famous. Tyler, are you ready to go viral, baby? I don't think you're going to be getting any sponsorship deals, Tyler. Thanks, Donnelly, you coon-ass fucking cracker cop.
I got the picture of all the fans, the whole nation got it. It's a cracker. Oh, bitch, I love your mask, man, lady.
Yo, I like when we protest dirty cops and we come out here and find more dirty cops.
Damn, ain't that a shame on your
Y'all niggas gotta get the fuck out of here, yo. That's one more reason why y'all gotta get the fuck out of here, bro.
They're all dirty. Some of them just haven't been caught yet. He's shaking. He's scared. He's shaking in his boots.
Tyler's ready for prime time.
He's shaking in those little size 8 shoes.
That's just like
How y'all gonna justify out of your office in the Capitol? Y'all know y'all job's all right. How y'all like sitting in that federal bank? Y'all know what it is to sit in the jail cell? Your life don't matter. You're gonna be big old bitch. Hey yo, you heard the story? Hey yo, I did time on the island. I did time up north. Hey yo, y'all know about Mother Dear, right? Let me tell you a story about the goddamn car here.
And he was at the front. And he didn't.
No way this is happening.
I wanted to like look at all the conversations after what happened at the Capitol, then they go to put it in. I can't imagine.
because they're the same height. He's just dumb. It's not our fault that you're that size. What's the matter? You guys
Come on, y'all disrespecting my homes now. My whole thing, man.
Yeah, the bro is crazy, yo.
We go in and we sit away for a little minute. Get us some time to breathe. And they claustrophobic right now. They're going to run it around. Oh, shit. Let me get away from their bed before they set my distance to their shit. Watch that. They like to hate protesters. Watch it. Yo, watch it, white girl. They like to hate protesters. Watch it. They like to hate protesters. Watch the vehicle. They like to hate protesters. Oh, you can't move. We ain't moving. We in the street. Hey, yo, you got a license to run around.
You're pandering I hope you guys look at the Artem did in his picture, but you guys look at it the fucking way.
Yo, y'all doing
motherfuckers in this room.
Yo, Tyler, my favorite bitch. Yo, Tyler, it's time to go. Yo, Tyler, it's time to go, bitch. Come on. Yo, Tyler. Yo, fucking Tyler. You gonna make me scream out here, Tyler? Yo, Tyler, I said, come on. It's time to go, see?
Yo, tell the driver to find another car. Tell that shit gonna be there sitting there for a minute. That shit ain't going nowhere, nigga.
Good ass
Hey,
nigga,
talk to
Tyler.
that nigga, Mozzie.
Head down. Y'all been hitting us all summer anyway. Go ahead.
Hey, talk.
Go ahead. All summer y'all been hitting us. Let's go. You wanna move that punk ass
Tell
dick,
him.
that dirty ass piece of shit anyway.
Tell him to grease that
Why
bank.
y'all scared?
Grease that bank account.
Drive that shit. You gotta like
Ain't no play, nigga. Leave me alone.
drive your shit.
But ain't no swimming horn, nigga.
In my stream, you guys are the producers. Little sign. Yeah, where the fuck is Artem at? Little coward. At least say sorry, Artem. Where you at?
Right the fuck in the other fucking clown in your
every one of you.
Hey, we're Thailand. Hey, yo. Hey, yo, we're Thailand. What's one of the niggas in Thailand?
Bro, why you looking at me like that, bro? You hate me? Nah, bro. You got a problem with me, bro? You too? What, niggas out dark out here, right? Y'all skinny, dark, real niggas like me. But bro, for real, if you got a personal problem with me, I can't blame you. But, you know, me and you can walk down the block right now. So if you niggas won't even worry about what you can say you helping me with something to get down, I can take you down the block. You wanna go? Yo, I need help. This officer helping me. Yo, he helping me. Yo, come on. So you know that's the worst thing, right? That's just by the project. You see me walking. I'm walking fast. Like. The greatest nigga. He look like a Pokemon. He look like Dick Riding Mom. He look like Dick Riding Mom. That's fucking dick and food. You look like fucking dick and food.
All right, police are now repositioning. What is the protest for? We had a march yesterday, and a cop pulled his gun on peaceful protesters. So this march has been called for that.
New York
How many there? About 50 or so people? 50 to 60 people? If you want to see him pulling the gun, just look at my video from yesterday. It's about 10 minutes into the video. You can judge for yourself.
Talk, Tom! Talk, Tom! Talk!
Talking each other, standing up the way, man, waiting guns in there. You're not community up there. You're not. You stand there, standing on, and Trump, leaders, community up there. Please do it.
Back up. They give a little slap my little ass right now. Look.
You're fucking pathetic. Community of color.
They ready to tell my ass. I like this.
Nothing to fucking say to the 784.
I want this on a t-shirt.
You guys fucking fucking affairs. Straight up corporate. That's right. Community affairs can't protect you from your own fucking.
Talk, yo, talk.
Oh shit, that's Tom. Yo, Tom. Yo, Tom.
Now this is peaceful, right? Well, if you consider shaking a barrier to be not peaceful, then I guess not, but yeah, been pretty much peaceful so far. Alright, the shaking of the barrier has caused the cops to move forward now. They're now resetting the barrier.
I actually got the community here to like back off. Fucking asshole. Where'd you guys go? Anyway, we're pissing them off.
Yeah, they need
That's
to.
good.
That's what we gotta do. We gotta wake their asses up.
Huh?
Gotta wake them up. We gotta piss them off.
Stop fucking talking! I didn't tell you to fucking speak! Shut the fuck up! You don't get paid to fucking talk! Shut the fuck up! You don't get paid to fucking talk!
Yeah, thank you for coming out yesterday, bro. Appreciate that shit, dog. Yeah, thank you.
Look well! Look well! Look well! Look well! We get that rhythm. Look well!
So since I wanna talk, since I not wanna talk, what the fuck is that, bro?
Yeah, where you at?
Go, go!
Yes, it is.
Barrier lives matter. Funny. Funny. What did that barrier do to them?
You want Artem out here on his knees apologizing! Bring that bitch out! Fuck 12! Stop eating so many fucking donuts! Fucking could hardly food in your fucking car. Learn some of them calories by going to get us who we fucking looking for. You look like you're having fun right now, huh?
Oh shit, they got the LRAD out.
Probably gonna tell us to go up to the
Out of the crosswalk, yeah.
No peace! No justice! No peace! No justice!
have been set up for your safety and security purposes. If you move, tamper with, or cross over the barriers, you may be subject to arrest for obstructing governmental administration. This is the New York City Police Department. NYPD barriers have been set up for your safety and security purposes. If you move, tamper with, or cross over the barriers, you may be subject to arrest for obstructing governmental administration. This is the New York City Police Department. NYPD barriers have been set up for your safety and security purposes. If you move, tamper with, or cross over the barriers, you may be subject to arrest for obstructing governmental administration. This is the New York City Police Department. NYPD barriers have been set up for your safety and security purposes. If you move, tamper with, or cross over the barriers, you may be subject to arrest for obstructing governmental administration.
We're not doing any crime.
This is the New York City Police Department. NYPD barriers have been set up for your safety and security purposes. If you move, tamper with, or cross over the barriers, you may be subject to arrest for obstructing governmental administration. This is the New York City Police Department. NYPD barriers have been set up for your safety and security purposes. If you move, tamper with, or cross over the barriers, you may be subject to arrest for obstructing governmental administration.
Every city, every town!
Burn the precinct to the ground!
This is the New York City Police Department. NYPD barriers have been set up for your safety and security purposes. If you move, tamper with, or cross over the barriers, you may be subject to arrest for obstructing governmental administration.
Every city, every town!
This is the New York City Police Department.
Every city,
NYPD
every
barriers have been
town!
set up for your safety and security purposes. If you move, tamper
trying to have a pig
with, or
roast.
cross over the barriers, you may be subject to arrest for obstructing governmental administration. This is the New York City Police Department. NYPD barriers have been set up for your safety and security purposes. If you move, tamper with, or cross over the barriers, you may be subject to arrest for obstructing governmental administration. This is the New York City Police Department. NYPD barriers have been set up for your safety and security purposes. If you move, tamper with, or cross over the barriers, you may be subject to arrest for obstructing governmental administration. This is the New York City Police Department. NYPD barriers have been set up for your safety and security purposes. If you move, tamper with, or cross over the barriers, you may be subject to arrest for obstructing governmental administration.
Oh, we're fucking
Do it again, do it again, do it again, do it
For you
again.
to bring
This is the New York City Police Department. NYPD barriers have been set up for your safety and security purposes. If you move, tamper with, or cross over the barriers, you may be subject to arrest for obstructing governmental administration.
Now play it again, bitch! Play it again! Play it again!
This is the New York City Police Department. NYPD barriers have been set up for your safety and security purposes. If you move, tamper with, or cross over the barriers, you may be subject to arrest for obstructing governmental administration. This is the New York City Police Department. NYPD barriers have been set up for your safety and security purposes. If you move, tamper with, or cross over the barriers, you may be subject to arrest for obstructing governmental administration.
Play it again, play it again, play it again, play it again!
This is the New York City Police Department. NYPD barriers have been set up for your safety and security purposes. If you move, tamper with, or cross over the barriers, you may be subject to arrest for obstructing governmental administration.
Again, do it again!
This is the New York City Police Department. NYPD barriers have been set up for your safety and security purposes. If you move, tamper with, or cross over the barriers, you may be subject to arrest for obstructing governmental administration.
Y'all never did! Stop the fucking lies!
This is the New York City Police Department. NYPD barriers have been set up for your safety and security purposes. If you move, tamper with, or cross over the barriers, you may be subject to arrest for obstructing governmental administration.
Play it again!
This is the New York City Police Department. NYPD barriers have been set up for your safety and security purposes. If you move, tamper with, or cross over the barriers, you may be subject to arrest for obstructing governmental administration.
Play it again!
This is the New York City Police Department. NYPD barriers have been set up for your safety and security purposes. If you move, tamper with, or cross over the barriers, you may be subject to arrest for obstructing governmental administration. This is the New York City Police Department. NYPD barriers have been set up for your safety and security purposes. If you move, tamper with, or cross over the barriers, you may be subject to arrest for obstructing governmental administration. This is the New York City Police Department. NYPD barriers have been set up for your safety and security purposes. If you move, tamper with, or cross over the barriers, you may be subject to arrest for obstructing governmental administration.
Play it again! Play it again! Play it again, you backside bitch! Do it! Do it! Play it again, you tired! That's it! That is not early! Backtrack, bitch! Last time I invited you to a party!
That fucking DJ sucks! I want a fucking DJ!
Yo, what? Yo, talk about!
DJ, go fuck yourself!
Yo, fuck you, DJ, alright! Go home! Bye! Bye! I outlasted you, you motherfucker! I outlasted you!
Hang yourself!
Bye! Bye!
Go get a fucking noose and hang yourself!
Hope you choke on a donut!
I'm gonna break you like George Bush during the Super Bowl! Hot-ass coffee! Don't choke on your fucking cannoli!
Definitely don't go to Shake Shack! Don't go to Shake Shack, drink another milkshake!
What the fuck is Artemis? What the fuck is Artemis?
Yeah, where's Artemis?
Oh shit! They got a new tactic, guys. Hold on, be quiet. They need something new, guys. Be quiet, listen. Listen, they're whispering. What's next? What you got? Share with the rest of us. We want to know too. Come on now.
What tickets you got?
Did your mother tell me secrets is rude?
Yeah, you my servant. Tell me what you're saying.
What the fuck? Share with the rest of the fucking class. We're talking to pay.
What you should be talking about is firing Arnold. That's what you should be talking about.
Where's Arnold? We don't give a fuck about you. We want Arnold.
Where's Arnold?
Bring Arnold out of here. We're gonna make you hate him even fucking more than you do.
Where's Arnold?
Keep you out here all night in the cold.
Where's Arnold? I got hand warmers. I'm good.
I'll help you unpack it for you. I don't give a fuck about none of you standing in front of me. Where are the fucking white shirts? I want to talk to somebody in car.
We don't want that DJ. That DJ sucks ass. We want order. We want order. We want order. We want order. Imagine that doing arrested. I'll be pissed. We want order. I'll rip that shit off. We want order. We want order. We want order.
Artem, you should be fucking
I don't want it. I don't want it. No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good.
Where's the DJ at? Play it again, bitch. Play your message. Play your message again. What's up, bitch? What up? Why are you pointing at me? That's not nice. Fuck you.
I mean, I guess that's
I'm not going. Oh, hell no. None of us want to do that. I just think it's funny to do it. Yeah,
Charge my battery. He's back. We can come back forward again. No idea.
I hope you guys didn't just orchestrate that event, because if you did, it's going to get thrown out of court. And you right over there that just turned your little head, yep, you know me, I know you do. If you orchestrated it, you're going to get fucked on this one. So if there's any reason you guys even come out here, it's going to say that you created the situation. Again. And while we're at it, how come you guys haven't spoke up about the officer that had his gun out? And his partner did nothing either. I know for a fact that the partner's supposed to keep the other one in check, and he did nothing.
Yeah, the partner followed suit, bro.
She just stood there. What the fuck? And you're wondering why they're pissed off? I mean, you put on that uniform, you're not above the fucking laws that you're supposed to be protecting.
A simple
you guys over there know that.
We have the right to file one of you dirty-ass cops. We have the right to file all you dirty-ass cops. But y'all want to stop us. Over there protecting our little fucking brother.
I mean, would you guys be standing out there with a gun for about 40 marchers? And there were at least about 150 officers during that march? And he's the only one pulling his fucking gun out? And you don't think people would be pissed off? Or are you guys figuring that you got so much power that no one's going to open their fucking mouth?
They be speaking out. If that shit made the news.
Okay, I'll let you know. If I can't find anyone else, I'll tell you. You're not alone.
Yeah, have your conversation with SRG over there.
Done. Okay. If you're not talking about what the fuck I'm gonna do to Artem, arrested and fired, shut the fuck up. Cruz, I see you eyeballing me, bro. Don't even fucking look at me, bro. Your ass, done.
Fucking sick. Like, they always talk about improving community relations and all this stuff, but then they do shit like this and shit like last night happened. That officer, God forbid, ended up shooting anyone. They would have justified it in one way or another. They would have found a way to cover it up, and they would be out here saying that it's the marchers' fault. Talk about accountability. When are they actually going to hold their own accountable? And I know at least 30% of you actually joined because of shit happening in your neighborhood.
Fuck you, Delgado!
What the fuck? Hey, and white shirt over there from SRG. You don't want to be another Lombardo.
Delgado!
Kick your ass out into the boondocks. That's right. Yeah, I see your ear listening up. Think he's retired now, but... think they're above the people that they're supposed to be protecting and serving. That's kind of serious issue. And I try to be fair. I think at least maybe 30% shit happens in the neighborhoods they grew up and they figured, they thought this would be a way to make the change. But I've talked to some of them separate and stuff by running into them, and I thought they understand what you did, but you're not going to change shit from the inside. You're not. DC this weekend, you've got Maryland Police Force, you've got Philadelphia, New Jersey going on.
And I think if it's like what happened during the RNC, you'll probably have a mix from New York as well. So I wouldn't be surprised to run into some of them while I'm in DC for inauguration and Saturday.
If you're not talking about what the fuck you're gonna do to Artem, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up, you too proud to talk to the front, shut the fuck up, bro.
If we need to talk up for the conversation, this might sort of fix up distance as well. And those guys over there. I mean, most of those in New York and Manhattan already know it's picking up this conversation. If not all probably like up and sounds like And I'm not so much worried about what's going on back here than what's going just so you know, this is basically the crowd that's out here, and for this crowd, this is what they have. Plus, again, all the SRG down at the other end of the street, about 30 people.
We need fucking snacks.
40 at most.
The bodega came out, and ended up with
how
pizza.
much extra
We
money
could
is
definitely
being
stay
used
out all
right
night.
now to have all of these officers out here? How much extra money and shit is happening in Manhattan that SRG is out here with all of those vehicles and those officers as opposed to in Manhattan?
It's a lot worse for you, isn't it?
And there's them where it's illegal, up on the car. I can't resist the guys. I have to get their photo. I never see them all hold.
Tell the guy we're heading to the bridge, motherfucker!
And we were on the right side of your screen, left side of me. He knows it. He's been around for long enough.
Yeah, we're taking the bridge! We're taking the bridge! Fuck you guys! We're taking the bridge!
Our bridge now,
It's our bridge! Fuck you guys! Our bridge!
So they're gonna follow along. He's jumping on this mic. I love it. Come on. Okay. situation, they would have had a press conference. The bullshit I heard in some press conferences actually about 4 weeks ago, no, actually about a month ago, out of 1PP is a whole other story. But they thought that what happened last night was skirt under the radar. And let me make it clear, this isn't an isolated incident. I documented at least 6 other incidences where officers were ready to draw their guns on people, even though they were on the sidewalk, and it was just about getting on the sidewalk. And they were on the sidewalk in Times Square. Right 2 minutes after that officer did that, they ended up slamming the vehicle to the ground. So the idea of being on edge where they want to pull their guns out automatically would disqualify them from being on the streets in any situation whatsoever. That should never be your first go-to. And I said earlier in an earlier stream, if anyone was in the service, they know you never draw your weapon unless you're actually planning to use it at that moment. Well, I don't think the military's changed that much from when I was in the service, and yeah, the idea of having your weapon out like that in a situation like that would never happen.
Which one of you raggedy ass niggas is Cruz? Look, nigga, the crowd right there. Cruz, raise your hand. Go on, kick your toes. We can't see you. Cruz, where are you? It's a lot of shorty y'all ass niggas. Oh, Cruz, I see you too. I see you. Cruz, where are you? Come on, baby, I see you. Cruz, short bitch. Is this Cruz? Are you Cruz? Right there.
It's 11 called the cop.
That's Cruz? I know it. The 5'2" ass nigga would be fucking Cruz, right? Mr. fucking clown ass nigga. I'm pretty sure you got a red nose under that fucking mask too, you bongo ass nigga. I know he's saying that. You look like fucking twins. Laugh at this short nigga next to Cruz. They shorter than fucking Cruz. Y'all don't get a fucking hype fire in. You get no hype fire in your fucking neck. I'm over to all you niggas. I'm pretty sure I put you your ass up here. Look into your kids fucking hate you, Tyler.
The window. Fire. Rolled it out.
Hey, no. Fuck you.
You're fucking pathetic!
We're heading the bridge. Let's go. We're taking both bridges. Hope you guys have enough damage. We're taking GW2. We're taking 3 bridges. You guys don't have enough
Our bridge now, bitch! Our bridge now, bitch!
We're taking the bridge.
New York pussies!
We might take the lawyers first when we're done. You guys gotta guess where we're going.
Here you are!
Fuck you,
Standing
Cruz.
for Proud Boy
I hate
wannabe!
you, sweating bitch.
Are you fucking proud? Suck my dick! Are you proud? Oh, Smugly, turn around! But who do you stand for?
Swallow your fucking badges. Squirt it out on your mother's fucking forehead. Sorry, that's that. They have enough money. $300 is nothing for the abortion.
Because they're like waiting for like a reason to justify arresting someone, but the fact is there's like 200 of them around like around the next 2 blocks around here. So it's like they're wasting so much money just standing here. It's like they wish they could arrest someone to justify it. like the wasted resources. Like so many resources could be used elsewhere. They tried all their little mind tricks. They had like some weird Chad guy infiltrate the crowd. I mean, that's the thing. It's like, Artem is still a piece of shit. That video still exists. It'll still get blasted around social media. The news is probably going to pick it up sooner or later. It's like, it's history. You can't really ignore it as much as they're trying to. Too bad.
You know, there's a quick solution to all of this. Just stop protecting dirty cops.
Yeah.
Stop protecting them.
They can't protect none of them.
It's very simple.
Because they all dirty.
Yeah,
You see how each of them will stand by, and when it's time to come for beating of the asses, they'll all come to beating of the asses. That's why that black. The black Uncle Tom, the community, the church members, the pastors, when they giving out food in the fucking hood. But when I'm out here right outside, literally with no weaponry, I get my ass beat and they in the fuck by and tase me with that. That's why I don't respect none of that shit. They all fucking fucked up. They all dirty. They all evil bastards. Not one will be like, no, stop. Not fucking one. You know what you call that? A motherfucker? That's a brainwashed robot. That's a machine. That is an artificial intelligence. That is dangerous.
No big cops and racists.
You can't think for your fucking self. That's
Crazy thing. It's like if that dude Artem did shoot into the crowd, the other cops probably would have started shooting too. Like not even thinking about it.
They all got a
We're
gun.
really lucky he didn't. Fucking idiot. Shouldn't have a gun.
Same motherfucker every time. But in the community, when they in their little 2x3, nobody does shit. Even the people in the community don't stand up. That's who we need to be. This is a battalion. They got them ready to allocate. We at the fucking home of the beach. It's like, how are we in the we in the kitchen. Of course they could get out the knives and the butter knives and the butter knives. We in the kitchen. Wait till they go in the dining room.
I'm trying to creep away.
How do you stand there night after night, fucking like, yeah, this is fine, I'm fine.
That's all they do. That's all they do, though. You know why? Because they look at us just like children. With no discipline. Oh, they're just talking in these lies. They look at us like they're kids at home. Real shit. Oh, they're just
And this fucking van has been running for the past like 2.5 hours. Like there's no one in this van. Like they got lights on it. Like they've just been burning fucking what, like 5 miles per gallon in this fucking van for like the past 3 hours. For what?
They tied it under the fucking whatever.
I'm just saying, like that's how wasteful.
And literally be on their phone.
What the fuck? Just leave the car running? Like who does that? Fucking stupid ass cops do that.
They're sitting in there looking at cameras on their phone.
Sorry.
On their phone.
Real.
They do the same shit. Stand up. Oh, they literally get paid to stand up all day. When I worked construction and
they don't give a shit
the gate, I just stood up all day.
The fucking community.
They get paid to stand up all day. And maybe they'll do a little aerobics and run when they need to catch somebody. Or hop in their car. That's the most they do. You know, inside they don't even do paperwork. They'll literally sit there and bullshit you when they feel like they don't do paperwork and complain. They'll be like, oh, you need your phone back. They cram the paper. Sign here. I'm gonna wait 1 more hour. I gotta send it to my captain. Meanwhile, bye, see you tomorrow. Chilling. That's it. I just read something that was like the most that police responded was like noise complaints and
I tried my best to stay out. I was hungry, but I outlasted those ones. my appetite.
And this
Those
is
dudes are ready for lunch break though.
to just stand there, to 3 hours instead of actually doing something to be productive.
Like they couldn't even get on the megaphone themselves to be like, don't ever.
But yeah, if he had some food, we brought out some food. We could have at least made them like force a shift change, you know. Like shout out to like Portland and Seattle. I'm not saying that New York hasn't done that, but at least like if we're gonna fucking waste their resources, at least make them waste 2 shifts of resources, right? But it is kind of late.
That's why New York got able to distract you. And it's fucking inside.
Double down.
Somebody anyway.
But I think it's just me and like another streamer. You guys can probably just see me in the other stream just standing up here by myself. Hang out. Hold it down. But I think everyone's gone. Talk about the situation real quick for anyone that's just tuning in now. Or whatever. This guy, Artem Kasugiv, is about to lose his job. Pulled his gun out. Look, they even got a picture. Shout out to whoever made this poster. This is a really good poster. Whoever put it there, that's pretty cool. Alerta. Yeah, so he pulled his gun out. A bunch of fucking people. I guess there's like a kid, some minors in the crowd too. Like just extra dirty. And it's like, obviously, I would be out here for any reason to fucking defund the police. So, as many people would, I think. So just the fact that, you know, we caught them slipping up yesterday on some bullshit, like, gonna act on it. Like, it's not, like, extremely groundbreaking shit. It's nothing new, you know? It's like, this shit happens all the time. But, like, as people were saying, that if you don't say anything about it, it'll just continue. And it's like, it'll probably continue also, but more and more people gotta say some shit about it. So I'm glad people came out, because there'll be more things to come out for, you know. It's like, it's already January. It's only January. 11 more months of this shit. Talking over her. Sounds like she's got a good speech. Yeah, it's just like some streamers and shit, some lawyers out here. Shout out to the lawyers. Yeah. Maybe when I ride out, we'll see. I swear there's like squads of police around the corner still. There's probably like 100 cops around the corner that have just been like waiting in the van the whole time. Looking at fucking Parlor. Wondering why it doesn't work anymore. Alright, y'all. I'm gonna get some food probably. And then get out of here. I think everyone got out safely.
All you have to do is say sorry.
shout out to the fucking people still out. I think everyone's about to leave though. Oh wow, there's a little fucking deli across the street. I could have got a snack the whole time. You know what? This is kind of a cool spot. We might be back tomorrow. Like 7-Eleven vibes. Yeah. Okay, there's still some homies out here. They're not streaming or anything. And it's kind of dangerous for them to be out here by themselves, so hopefully they get out. But I'm gonna ride around. Stretch my legs. Fucking standing in the same spot. You guys probably saw me on the other stream looking like a fucking weirdo. Like, I don't understand how the fucking cops do it. They're just like standing there. It's like cop watching. It's fucking difficult. I wish it on a new one. But yeah, we'll ride over here. Hopefully not get swooped on. Yeah, here you can see their lights and shit flashing over here. Look, they're just holding down this fucking gas station. Look at them. Losers. Loser point of view. Oh shit, these are the homies over here. Go the other way. I guess these vans park full. This is a pretty little show. Look, there's only 3 of them in there. So look, they're taking up this whole lane for no reason. They've been here for like 3 hours. Why?
Did you see the update? He's fucked. They caught him in fucking DC.
Look, they're fucking scared of the camera getting exposed. Holy shit, how many blocks of these fools are there? This is SRG right here. Damn, those ones are full. And around this corner over here. Ass police. Let's do some selfie shit. Selfie shit. What's up, everyone? What's up? Hydrate. Justice for Brianna. I'm like a billboard. Like, if I started getting face tats, my whole face would be fucking tatted. That's why I haven't even started. I think I'm going this way.
Yeah, did someone in the NYPD get outed as a Proud Boy? Is that what dude was saying? Because it's not surprising. Like, they're gonna, if they started firing NYPD that were Proud Boys, there wouldn't be that many left. Oh, that's the street I was supposed to take. Okay, I'll take the next one. Hopefully the trains are still running. Oh, there's my homie. That's not my train. What's that noise? Fuck the Proud Boys. And like, that's what's shitty. It's like the fucking violence is what gets people to come out. Like, someone is making a comment about how come there's people that come out tonight and not last night. And it's like, you could always make that fucking argument, but it's always an argument that can be fucking made. I think I just said that twice, but it's tough to be everywhere at once. Left. Go all the way down that weird little street. Here we go. Now, is it to the left or is it to the right? Maybe it's to the left. A, C, and G. Okay, y'all. I'm gonna take the train, go home. All good, all safe. I'll catch you guys in some other chat, some stream later. Check out woke.net, International Media, INTL Media. Shout out to all the new people in the chat, all the old people in the chat. Love you all. Hopefully you didn't get banned. Thanks to the mods. Thanks to the mods. Always awesome. Yeah. I'll try to stream some stuff, you know, whenever it pops up and I'm able to. Yeah. Alright, fuck 12, fuck ICE, fuck Trump, obviously. Fuck Biden, too.